Crabman from Crabman Gaming here, and today we are playing Cricket Captain 2020, the India Save Part 2. Today will feature 3 T20s against Sri Lanka after the opening video saw India play very well in 3 one-day internationals against the Sri Lankans. We are over in Sri Lanka. We're playing here in Colombo, which looks to be maybe renamed, or that's the name of the stadium. Okay, I have a little bit of a team I've assembled, so I'm just gonna go from the top and make sure everybody's in. We do have a 15-man squad. I've kind of picked 14 players, so I'll make sure everyone's in here. So obviously we're hoping Rohit's in. Sometimes the AI picks some really random sides, so some good players are missing, generally Jadeja, when I have played my other saves. So Rohit's in, Kohli's in, KL Rahul's going to bat 3, Shreyas Iyer at 4. Now it's going to be tricky between Pant and Prithvi Shaw, who isn't in the lineup. Okay, so sorry, Shikhar Dhawan's getting bumped out. Gee, Manish Pandey, T20 average of 47. Alright, well I'll put him in the... Rahul is in. Pandya is in, yes, Jadeja's in, Dubey, I don't want him in, or Rishi Dhawan, I don't know why he keeps getting in, Yadav, yes, Brummer, yes, Shami wasn't initially in, so I might just have to squeeze him out. Alright, and let's just have a look. The easiest way is probably to go off last year, so I'll go to the current one-dayers because Prithvi Shaw's there. He's done pretty well. I want Chahal in as well. I've got Chahal and Chahar in, who 2 players that I want to be in. So even the G did well last year. Thakur can't quite squeeze him in. Where is he? Oh, there's Chahar. He's who I wanted in. Very good economy rate. And I seem to be missing someone. Maybe Krunal Pandya is someone that I would like in. There he is. He didn't do very well with the bowling last year, but a very good player. And that's pretty much going to be my lineup. It does get a little bit confusing sometimes who you want to choose, but I think that's pretty good. Let's see if I've got Bumrah and Chahar, who I want to be my seamers. Either Yadav or Chahal as my spinner, and then Jadeja or Krunal Pandya for my kind of spinning all-rounder. Hardik Pandya's in here. Yeah, that looks pretty good. Let's get going. Otherwise, we spend all the time staring at the selection screen. It's pretty pick this in to do it, but we'll go... I quite like... It's really tricky. I might go Kedar Yadav because his average is just 13. Must not have done very well in the IPL. And I'll go with Jadeja as well. Well, let's give Dhoni the fielding. And it's kind of hard because some of these players are going to get squeezed out. I might not even be able to fit Shaw or Pant in. How many games they play last year? Yeah, Pant was a regular, but didn't do too well. I'll give him just some catching as well in case he gets in the side. And I'm not really too worried about the physio. Let's kick it off here in Ketarama, which, and maybe this is just my knowledge being outdated. It was called Colombo. Is it still called Colombo now? Has it been changed? I might need to look that up myself. Okay, this is probably the toughest of all. Do want Kohli opening. Dhoni probably be down here somewhere. Okay, let's pick Rohit, and just because he bats so well in the T20 format, I'm going to use Kohli as an opener. KL Rahul at 3, Shreyas Iyer at 4. At 5, I kind of wanted Pant or Shaw, but you've also got Manish Pandey, but he's not quite as aggressive as I would like him to be. I'm going to go... Gee, it's tough. It's tough. Let's look at domestically. Who's just a bit better? Pant's just done so well, so I am going to put him in. I'll just sort that out a little bit later. Pant in at 5. Pandya 6. Gee, this batting lineup's insane. Jadeja's just going to bat at 8. Then 9 is going to be Yadav. 10, Bumrah. Chahal, I think, is a genuine number. 11, he is. But he's done a really great job. I just really like that economy rate opening the bowling. So I think if you had Bumrah opening with Chahal, that would be really good. And you've got Chahar there as well. Oh, no, hold on. What have I done? I've picked Chahal instead of Chahar. That can be a mistake. Yeah, he is who I wanted there with the low economy in domestic and even in international. Was going at just 7. So I do like that opening combo and then some spin. And then Pandya is probably the weak link in the bowling, but that should be okay. All right, enough of me waffling. Let's have a look at the Sri Lankan lineup. We have Kusal Mendis opening the batting. Some quite low averages here from the Sri Lankans. Fernando, my friend DG from last time, whose name is too long. Angelo Matthews, Kusal Pereira. We've got Shanaka, Jayasuriya. My favourite Sri Lankan player here, Wanindu Hasaranga, Gunaratna. I think it's Jeetan Mendis, and Lasith Malinga comes in. Good to see him in. I think he may be retired in the one-day squad. And we're going to have a bowl first at Mendis and Fernando. I'll keep highlights like this for the first 10. Actually, no, I'll keep highlights like this all the time for the Sri Lankan innings. Okay, Chahar's coming on. What can he do? Both teams playing in similar. This is definitely run out. He has absolutely barbecued Mendis. Has Fernando, and his name is just so long. Can look on personal. I keep forgetting. Gunathaliki is in at 3. And let's see how India go. I'm not worried if Sri Lanka get off to a good start, because I know the bowlers should pull it back, especially the spin. Chahar has bowled Fernando, so a pretty good start. This is what I tend to do with my seamers. I don't know how you bowl in T20s. Bumrah's got Gunathaliki. At least his full name appears down the bottom. It's missed the stumps. It looked absolutely plumb. Gee, send it upstairs. Unlucky. I do like how there's some minor errors in the game. It's not completely perfect. I mean, it's there for an umpire mistake. I thought that was edged behind. India on top early. Is that carried? It has. 4 for 29 or 29 for 4, depending on where you are in the world. And this batting lineup is looking grim now. I generally like to go 3 and 2 from my seamers. However, I'm just going to give Chahar another over here inside the power play. It didn't really work out. I'm just going to save Hardik Pandya, and I'm going to go with Yadav. I'll still spread the field. Actually, I'll bring it up for Matthews just for this first over. Alright, I probably should bowl over the wicket. I kind of forget with the left arm. Slow, it's kind of like the left arm leg spinner. Used to be called the Chinaman bowler. I'm not really sure if that's the official term anymore. So just as I'm starting, before I get too far into these videos, thanks to everyone who's been watching so far. Good response on the all-time Australia. That's an inside edge. Nope. All-time India versus all-time Australia match. It was one of my favourite matches ever. So if you are enjoying this video, flick a quick like down the bottom, post a comment, and I will reply. Also, I now have finally got a Twitter page, so it's at Crabman Gaming, if you would like to follow me on there. And also have a Facebook page, that's Crabman Gaming as well. So those are just some ways that you can help interact with the channel. And if you are enjoying the channel, you can also subscribe, but only if you'd like to. Absolutely no pressure. If you want to just watch these videos, go for it. This will be a 13 or 14 part series, which you can read in the description below. And these videos will be releasing at the same time each day. So I believe it's about 11 a.m. Greenwich Mean Time. So you can work that out wherever you are in the world. Yadav's going to keep bowling. He might get him to come around here. Good fight back from Shanaka and Matthews. They're basically going at a run a ball, probably thinking if they can get to about 140 to 150, then that will be a competitive total. So it is interesting to see what's going to happen. And no ball. Don't want to see that at all. So hopefully you've been enjoying, there's a little sneak. Hopefully you've been enjoying these videos as they've been being released. And if you do like it and you know somebody else who's into cricket, let them know as Pandya gets Jayasuriya. And Sri Lanka are not doing that well. It's probably quite a soft start because after this, the next video tomorrow is 3 one-day internationals against Zimbabwe. So that could be an opportunity to try a few things out. Although when I did that as Australia, it doesn't always go to plan if you try and blast 400 plus against Zimbabwe. So if you want to see what happened in that video, go back and have a look. I believe it's the 4th Australian video, Australia versus Zimbabwe. It was a really entertaining series, despite it not sealing on paper. Okay, 2 to go. Bumrah and Chahar. Sri Lanka just 116. That's plum. Hasaranga's gone. Gunaratne, he's plum for 1. Bumrah could get a 5 for. Let's get. It's I think it's. I want to say Jeevan Mendes or Jeevan Mendes. Not Ajantha Mendes, who was a mystery spinner for Sri Lanka for a couple of years before everybody watched some videos of him and figured out all his variations, but did have a prolific first 2 years of his career. Here's Chahar into Shanaka. That looks close. He's hit him for 3-4s and needed. He's held the innings together. And Malinga comes out. I just want to check. Has he retired from everything else? Yeah, he has retired from one-day internationals. No wonder that they didn't select him. I think he retired after the 2019 World Cup. And there's a wicket with the final ball of the innings. Sri Lanka are all out for 130. Not much to speak of for the Sri Lankans. Just 26 from Matthews and a very handy 65 for Shanaka, getting exactly half of the score. It is his second T20 50 for India. Excellent work all round. 4 for 22 for Bumrah. Chahar 3 for 35 and tidy from the spinners, and Pandya picked up 1 for 30. So that's good for him as the 5th bowler. Just 6.5 needed. I'll put highlights on for the first 5, and I would usually say, or for the power play, and then the last 5 overs. But as I don't believe this match will go that long, I'll probably turn the highlights on close to the target. Look at Kohli dominating at the top of the order. He can do it all. Sharma pulls one away. Don't need to be ultra aggressive, but it's nice not to let, or a good tactic not to let that run rate creep up too much, because a T20 game can turn very quickly, and I've seen games where 130 is definitely enough. If you bat first and you're only 30 off the first 6, you still need 100 off the remaining 14 overs, and you can get bogged down very, very quickly. Oh, Kohli's gone for 30, caught and bowled Jayasuriya. In comes KL Rahul. Good strike rate in the T20 format of the game. Just pushing it ahead. Haven't used their 4th bowler yet. Wanindu Hasaranga, my favourite player. Most career runs, Rohit Sharma, 2,826. It's probably with Kohli. Is that they kind of match together? Yeah, they are indeed. They'll be probably battling back and forth all year for that number 1 spot. Kind of happened with Australia with Stark and Cummins with the T20 wickets. They were swapping that record back and forward. Just 24 to win. Alright, put highlights on. KL Rahul didn't really need to bat too quickly. That's flown down over fine leg for a 6 for Shreyas Iyer, and that's all there is. A comprehensive victory in the 17th over. 53 for Sharma, 30 for Kohli, 38 not out for KL Rahul. Did not have to bat quickly today, and Shreyas Iyer chipped in with 15. Nothing really to speak of for the Sri Lankans. And let's move on to game number 2. Probably don't need to change the team too much. Now we're off to Colombo for this second T20. Yeah, I do like this team. I don't really think there's too much I would change, apart from maybe batting first. Have Sri Lanka changed anyone? Sometimes you need to go to current comp. They have. I'm trying to remember who they've replaced. Well, not Mendes or Malinga, but Fernando comes in, and really everybody else stays the same. Oh, I have to bowl again. Now, what I'm interested in seeing is there going to be any rain in this series? There was only rain during the T20 World Cup in the Australia save, even in the test matches. So it'll be interesting to see if any rain comes along. Bumrah opens the bowling to Mendes. That looks close, but he's got home. Fernando's first ball. Gee, it's a good first over for the Sri Lankans. Meant to stick this on over here. The openers do tend to do pretty well. It's once the openers get out that Sri Lanka do tend to struggle. Gee, 48 off the first 4. The spinners to do a good job. Bumrah's got Fernando snicked behind. Just want to say thank you for all the comments every day as well. I know as soon as these videos get released within an hour, I have a lot of people commenting. I had a quick look at the stats actually for where all the views are coming from, and it is quite varied. It's about 15% coming from the United States. So again, they must be watching some of the non-cricket videos. 15% from the UK and about 8% from India. But it is my Indian friends who are commenting a lot as well. So thank you for commenting so much on the video. And if you come from somewhere else, and then I think Australia is at about 6% of my views. And then a lot of the other views just come from all over the world. So if you're from somewhere else, maybe just let me know where you're from in the comment and just put something down below. Where are you watching this cricket video from? Are you watching it from one of the big cricketing nations, or are you watching it from somewhere where cricket is perhaps developing, or maybe somewhere where there isn't a lot of cricket? We know that there's been the European Cricket League, that T20 league, which is showing some cricket coming out of places like Romania, and Pavel Florin has become a bit of an internet sensation from it. So maybe are you watching from a country that people might not know there's cricket coming from? I mean, I liked watching the T20 qualifiers because there were some countries playing that I didn't know were really doing a great job, progressing their cricket. There was Nigeria who were playing. I think in the women's cricket, I was really impressed with the Thai women's team in the Women's World Cup. If you'd have asked me, do you even know if there's a women's team, I would have said no. Jadeja gets Pereira out, caught behind. So it's good to see cricket coming from some other countries as well. Alright, focusing on this match. Sri Lanka have got a pretty good score going. Pandya's bowling here to Shanaka, and it's 134 for 5. Pandya's got through 3 of his overs. We'll get through Yadav's last. I might save Pandya's over for the end. Yadav did bowl a tidy spell without getting a wicket. And let's see what Chahar can do. Okay, let's put Bumrah back into the attack. It's always a very important over, this 18th over. I think in a T20 innings, and the 19th over as well. I think the 20th over is always going to go for some runs, so it's best to try and put your better bowlers on a little bit earlier, so that now we can have Sri Lanka 7 down or 8 down going into that final over, and then it doesn't matter quite as much. Can Matthews make a 50? There's actually a pretty good score here from Sri Lanka. They've snuck up a decent score without me really noticing, mainly because I'm talking, but yeah, let's have a look. It's an even 50 for Matthews, 176 for 7. It's going to take some chasing down. Lots of contributions from the top 4, the best being Matthews with an unbeaten 50. Mendes chipping in with a good 16 from 6 with 2 sixes at the end. Bumrah 3 for 37. So really all the bowlers were expensive apart from Yadav. Chahar 1 for 37, Pandya 1 for 41, Jadeja 2 for 37, and Yadav almost the best bowler without taking a wicket, going for just 22. Alright, let's put highlights on for the power play. India need 8.8 and over. Play down to fine leg. It's just watching a masterclass in batting. Even on a game, it's exciting to watch Virat Kohli bat because he just looks like he's batting with ease. Maybe they can progress in the ease of batting with his average over 50 in all three formats of the game. And I think the only other player to have that at one stage, and I'm not sure if he finished his career with it or not, was Adam Voges from Australia, but he didn't play a lot of T20 cricket. So I might be mistaken, but I'll have a check of the facts after and see if he did indeed end up with an average over 50. But just like Kohli, you can see 53, 59, 50 is insane. And these two are trading the record for most international runs. That's a good cut shot. India 40 for no loss, 46 for no loss, 52 for no loss. Hasaranga is bowling early in this game. He was the fifth bowler in the previous game. He's been whipped down the ground by Rohit, who's just taking his time to get in. Let's get him to just up the speed a little bit. Kohli's cut that away. Hasaranga to Kohli. Oh, that's a pie. And dispatched for 6. He must be near his 50. Well, that was his 50. I just didn't see him raise the bat. That was strange. Okay, Jayasuriya coming on. I was just going to say India cruising in this chase, but that's a dangerous thing to say because if you lose a wicket in T20, momentum can shift very suddenly, especially when you're chasing about 9 and over. But Kohli is making it look very easy indeed. But I wouldn't write Sri Lanka off. There's a snick, so there we go. Sharma was quite slow today. I'm going to send KR Rahul out aggressively because we've got a deep batting lineup and only 10 wickets left. So it doesn't really matter if he gets out cheaply. But what you don't want Rahul to do is to eat up a lot of balls getting in and then getting out. So 10 and over. It's almost at the stage we've got to be a little bit more aggressive. Just 1 wicket down. That's good from Rahul. So we got 3 T20's for you today. Stay tuned for tomorrow. 3 exciting one-day internationals against Zimbabwe. Then 3 against England. 3 T20's against England. There's a nice... Is that 6? 3 T20's against Australia. And then the 2020 World Cup in Australia, which sadly looks more likely to be cancelled by the day. Because there are currently a lot of cases happening in Victoria where the final was going to be held. Well, still is technically going to be held. Hasn't been cancelled at this stage. Rahul, a beautiful sweep shot. Kohli 70. I'm just going to up his batting a little bit. Oh, I never turned the highlights off. I just kept them on. I wonder why this game was taking a while. I just couldn't turn off Kohli batting. A beautiful sweep for 6. It does appear as though India look to be cruising home. Jayasuriya has been swept away for another 4. Gee, lots of onside shots from India. Maybe he needs to throw it outside off a little bit. Kohli 80. Rahul 41. 29 from 24. You never know. There we go. He's cleaned up Rahul. Shreyas Iyer, Pant. Yeah, we'll put Shreyas Iyer in. A tight over here could swing it back. Oh, that's gone first ball. This is definitely what Sri Lanka wanted. But Pant has fought back. It's 23 off 18. You just never know with these close finishes. The deeper Sri Lanka can get the game, the better chance they have. 18 to win. Oh, that really changes the game. Pant with a huge 6. I'm a big fan. I like Prithvi Shaw as well. I just can't find a way to get him into the team. 11 off 12. Kohli hasn't faced much in the last couple of overs. Well, that's out. Probably should have sent Dhoni in there. That was a mistake. But Hardik Pandya should be able to get the job done. Oh, Dhoni's got... Kohli's gone. Starved of the strike. 6 from 8. Sri Lanka digging in deep. Pandya, there's a big 4. That's pretty much the game. 1 to win. Mendes to Dhoni. I don't know what all these fielders are doing out. Just pushes that into the outfield. All the way for 4. India win. Then they win the series 2-0. They did cruise most of that chase, but Fernando fought back with 4 wickets at the end, pretty much picking up everybody. And India win with 5 balls to spare. It was a challenging chase. Let's see what happens in this final match of the series, where we get a little opportunity perhaps to give somebody else a little bit of a go. What's happened so far? It's a little bit tough to when players have only batted once. But Yadav, he's only got 1 wicket, so I might give Chahal a go, and I might give Shaw a go. Just rotate him through. What I might do is give Shaw a go at 4 and Pandey a bat at 5 and just rotate through. Okay, third match. Have Sri Lanka changed anyone? Current comp looks pretty much the same to me. And India have made 3 changes. Tails, can we win the batting? The toss and bat? Yes, we can. I will just do highlights for the first 6 this time. Do you know what? Let's go a little bit more aggressive. Why not? As Sharma gets out for a duck. Tends to be what happens. Ooh, gee, Kohli. Watch out. Ooh, that was close. Fernando opening the bowling. Ooh, that was pulled down for 4. Cut for 4. Gee, how did that get through? Sharma gone for 8. Old for a golden duck. And Prithvi Shaw needs to come in. Has he played a T20 International? No, he's on debut today. And really needs to make a bit of a contribution as India are in trouble early. But they've still got Kohli at the crease. And he's probably setting himself to bat the entire innings. Here's Hasaranga. He's come in early again. Shaw swept him for 4. This has been a handy over for India. 12 from it. Make that 16. Can't do maths anymore. Brain's gone to sleep. Malinga to Kohli. That's a wide down leg side. Should have been. Let's say it brushed the pad. Oh, huge 6. I do like in recent years how they have increased the number of 6s. So we have seen 2. I know it's just 2 in the power play. But you do see more 6s than you ever did before. Shaw made a very handy 42. Manish Pandey comes in. He's gone first ball. So much for taking your opportunity. Hardik Pandya, he's gone first ball as well. 3 golden ducks in the innings. That is surprising. So Dhoni's just going to have to anchor for a few overs. Kohli moves past 50. Let's put highlights on for the last 5. Not quite the score. We still got Jadeja. He hasn't really had a bat in this series. It's probably a strange catch-22 you have with Jadeja. You almost don't want him to ever bat because it means you've done badly, and you almost want him just to come out with 2 or 3 overs to go. That's almost his role. And if he's batting any more than 3 overs, then you haven't batted very well. Dhoni's hit a huge 6, but a great player to have down at number 8 in your T20 lineup. And he bowls so well, so it's not like you're really losing a bowler if you're picking another spinner. If you're going to pick Chahal and Yadav together and not pick Jadeja. You may as well pick Jadeja. Good all-time partnership for India versus Sri Lanka. Dhoni and Kohli. We've got 2 overs to go. Let's just crank them full. Why not? You tend to get out first ball, you do that. But it's a huge 6 from Kohli. Can he get to 100? There's another 6. Back-to-back 6s off Fernando. I thought it was another one. There's a 4. Could be nearing the 100. Oh, he's flicked that down to fine leg for another 4. Must be in the 90s. He must be near 100. He's got a single. Dhoni's missed one. He's on 97. Can Virat get to 100? He's faced just 42 balls in the innings. People have been hogging the strike around him. Could that be it? Straight down the ground. It is. It is another T20 100 for Virat Kohli. What a superstar this man is. Absolute superstar. And India somehow have gotten into the 180s. With 3 to go. Dhoni whips one through. 190. Really looked like India were only going to get 100 or 150 to 160 at one stage. Huge sweep for 4. Now the last ball, I hate it when they get out off the last ball. It really bugs me. I'd love it to go for 6 for an even 200. They tend to get out more often than not. It's a 4 through the offside, and that is a 21 run over off Mendes to finish the innings. Dhoni and Kohli put on 101, which is a ground record at Kandy, and Mendes got smashed out of the attack. Just 45 balls. Interestingly, Dhoni's almost faced as many. So let's have a quick look. 198 for 5. Virat Kohli it's his first. I didn't realise he didn't have a T20 International 100. He has plenty in domestic cricket, but that is his very first T20 International 100. He faced just 45 balls at a strike rate over 200. 3 golden ducks, which is bizarre. Prithvi Shaw 42. Dhoni 41. That's what he's there for. The bowling figures look pretty ugly apart from Jayasuriya somehow managed to bowl 4 overs for 18, which means everybody else got smashed. And Malinga wasn't too bad, but Mendes, Hasaranga and Fernando went the journey. There's that wonderful partnership. It was a bit of a stop-start innings. Let's see if Sri Lanka can get a win in this third and final T20. Played down to fine leg. I expect some pretty high... That's going to be... No, not run out. I expect some pretty high economy rates early on, as the opposition do tend to attack. Wonder if there's any rain. No rain around. Alright, let's get Pandya in for his over. Oh, he's been smashed. Let's get Jadeja. Poor Jadeja's was sitting around waiting for a bat for half of that innings. And he's had to take the pads off and come out ready for a bowl. So you can grind out. Oh my goodness, look at that over. How many did that go? 8. 18. 25 runs off Jadeja's over. Oh dear. Quite far ahead of the DLS. I was just going to say, you can grind a team down with a few low-scoring overs. And when you've got such a big score, that economy rate, or the runs required, is going to go up quite quickly. That's another big over. Sri Lanka could look just to steamroll India here. That's outside the line. It's just missing the off stump. Oh, no, I thought it was a leg spinner. It's an off spinner, but it's hit him outside the line. All right, we're going to need something special. So I'm going to bring Bumrah back on just by wide. See if this will make a difference. It's been a tidy over, but there's no wickets. Pandya, what can you do? Let's go back to Jadeja, see what he can do. It's been a great batting effort from Sri Lanka. The openers do tend to do pretty well, but there's still 70 runs to go. A lot can happen. Yeah, he's gone through Fernando. And let's get Chahal on as well. His first match in the series. The leg spinner. That's caught it long on. Yes, no problem at all for Rohit Sharma. 2 for 143. Still need 9 and over. It's still not done. Oh, that wasn't a good over. Alright, we need Chahar and Pandya to bowl the final 4. India will probably be disappointed if they don't win 3-0 after batting so well. Well, let's put highlights on. Gee, don't know what else we can do here to Chahar. Can we just protect a few of these boundaries a little bit better? I don't like to tend moving the field too much. I probably should make a few field saves early on so I can just go to these a little bit later on, but I just never seem to. Alright. Let's go with... Yeah, let's go with that. I think that it's going to be pretty good. Alright, let's just put 4s and wickets on. It is Chahar 2, Matthews 13 from 12. That is... Oh, how's that a 4? That's disappointing. That's gone through Mendes. Pereira's in 8 from 9. Oh, no ball. Oh, that is terrible. And 4, and that's pretty much the game. 3 to win. That was a terrible no ball. Whip through the onside. Sri Lanka have prevailed in this third match after Virat Kohli doesn't even get man of the match because Kusal Mendes smashed 80. Well, it was off 54, so it wasn't too quick, but helped get the job done. Mendes 80, Fernando 68. Great opening stand of 130. And Matthews guided them home with 34 not out. Bumrah bowled very economically, none for 29. Everybody else over 10 and over. Chahar 1 for 43. Pandya none for 36. And the spinners combining 8 overs, 2 for 92. So they went the distance. Sri Lanka 200 for 3. The series has won 2-1. Let's have a quick look at the stats. Mendes and Matthews, along with Fernando, got a few runs. And wicket-wise, it was really Fernando who was the star. Not too many other wickets there in this series. India, Kohli, who else do you expect? And really everybody else chipped in. Did use a lot of players. And Bumrah was the best bowler, 7 wickets at 12. Chahar was a little bit expensive considering I picked him in the team for his economy. Jadeja just the 3 wickets. And yeah, there were a lot of runs in Sri Lanka. So let's have a quick look at the world don't know when I was in the options. Quick look at the world ratings, not the Test Championship. World ratings. Quick look where India stand on top in tests. In one-day internationals, they are 3rd, and in T20's, they are on top as well. So the next series is India in Zimbabwe. I hope you enjoyed watching. See you later, and see you tomorrow.